Welcome, everybody, to episode 178 of the effing title. As always, I am your host, Big Husky. And this week, as you can see down in the corner there, and if you're not watching but just listening, DeNutte is hanging out in the bottom corner. DeNutte cannot be with us today, unfortunately. So we are here doing our own things. So I was thinking about it, and I was trying to think, okay, we're gonna do our own things today, right? We're gonna do some things. What are we gonna do? What can we talk about? And then I had an idea. Something I just posted on my TikTok. So it's only a 3-minute video on the TikTok. But I thought, you know what? Let's get into it a little bit more, right? So, if you are able to watch this, you'll be able to see what I'm about to do. If not, I will start explaining it. Above me on my screen is currently playing Madden 23. Madden normally comes out in the next couple months. So with that being said, also I'm gonna get some music going. But with Madden coming out in the next couple months, I thought this would be a great time to do a kind of just an idea thing. Like, this is almost like my wish list for Madden 24. Personally, my wish list, so everybody's not going to vibe with what I say. However, though, I think some of you guys might vibe with some of the things that I will say. Hopefully. Anyways. So I've been playing Madden since when I first moved here. When Almond Green was still in the game as like a powerhouse of the freaking Packers. So back in 03, 04. So I've been playing Madden religiously for years. And it's terrible seeing where the franchise has gone. How we've had such a high peak at one moment and then just such low lows as the last couple years, right? With this Madden being one of the worst in recent history, I will say. And I'm honest with it. I'm gonna say it how it is, right? And this is how I feel. So if you don't feel this way, that's fine. So this is my first things first. For me personally, I think they need to get rid of a ton of these modes that are above us, right? For me personally, play with your friends, and when you go in to play with your friends, the Yard and Superstar KO, I personally don't know people that play those modes. I've never heard people play those modes. I don't know of people that do like big things with those modes. To me, it just seems, I'm gonna say, dumb. If you do enjoy it, okay, let me know why you enjoy it, because I'd love to know. But personally, myself, I just think it's dumb. I honestly think get rid of those. Play now, play with your friends. Like, these are things that should be in there. Madden Legacy game, don't need it there. Pro Bowl, you don't need it there. Online head-to-head is the same thing. Play with your friends. Like, all of these modes are put together in the same thing. Instead of having multiple different things, have them all be the same thing. Face the franchise, honestly, just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. They've been trying for years now to do a proper face of the franchise, and every single time they do, it just is a massive letdown. I did it a couple years ago, and I haven't done it since, because every single time I do it, like I said, it feels like just a complete and utter letdown. College football did it great. Old Madden even used to do it pretty good. Old Madden literally was just, you create your player and you go do your thing. When I was in college, I had a right tackle on the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, you heard me right. I had an offensive tackle on the Philadelphia Eagles. That was my guy. Like, there was no, you have to be a quarterback, or you have to be a linebacker, or you have to be like this or that, or no, there was none of that. It was literally just, if you want to play center, you play center. If you want to play right tackle, you play right tackle. And that is something that I feel like they should do, because it allows people to actually do whatever the hell they want to do, right? Not everybody wants to play as the quarterback. Not everybody wants to play as the middle linebacker, right? These are, like, there's other positions. Face of the franchise isn't just the main ones that everyone talks about. So I'm just saying, that's my big kind of spiel there, right? Just blurting it out, right? Just get rid of face of the franchise, right? Like I said, if you guys do enjoy these modes, don't hate. Just tell me why you do. I'd love to know why people like these modes, because I genuinely just don't see it. I don't understand it. I'm also a big franchise guy, so we're going to be talking a lot about franchise here in a little bit. MUT is one of those ones that I know a lot of people do. I personally do not do MUT. Actually, let me phrase that. I do MUT, but I do it just as random challenges every now and then when I'm bored and I just want to play some football. Other than that, I don't play people online. I don't care about any of that stuff. It just feels like a money grab. It feels like a way for them to keep bringing in money. So with that being said, over the years, I've thought about ways that you could try to do it to make it more like it actually matters, right? Because a lot of times it's one of those things. People buy Madden 23, they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on building this ultimate team, and then in Madden 24 you got to restart all over again, right? It would be cool if they started adding value to players in the game. So add value, add only 1 of 1s, add only 10 of 10s, right? Like, almost make it like a card game, right? Because that's kind of how I always feel about it, is that it's a card game. I have a Aaron Donald card, I'm just saying it because I'm seeing his name on there, right? I have an Aaron Donald card from 2013 where he was a stud, right? Like that sort of thing. I have a Megatron card from when he played free safety. Like, make it like that. If they made it more like that, where it was almost like a card game, in quotations, so there was limited, like really limited edition cards, I think that'd be really kind of cool, and it would add value to the game and to those cards. But then also what I would say is this, is that every single new iteration of Madden, if there is more, right, whenever MUT comes out, okay, we see that you played Madden 23. What 3 cards would you like to transfer over? And literally make it like that. So every single year you get to transfer 3 cards. That's it. No more, no less. 3 cards. And I think that'd be kind of cool because then it would add a lot more value to these cards. Because then, like I said, I could, in 10 years, I could be like, hey, I still have a Calvin Johnson 1 of 7 from 2023, from Madden 23, where he was a free safety. I still have that card. It adds value to it. It adds something different to it. It changes it and adds a little bit more to it. That's just a random idea that I've had for MUT. But like I said, I'm not a huge MUT player, so I don't know how the MUT community would think about that. But just a way to make it so you don't just spend tons of your hard-earned money on these cards, on these players. All right, I'm gonna say cards because I keep saying cards. But it allows you to keep them and allows you to transfer them over and bring some of them with you, because I think that would be massive, right? So that's just a random idea that I had for that. My big ideas, I guess, more come for franchise and for the game as a whole. So I'll go for the whole first, and then I'll go to franchise, because I feel like franchise is where I'm going to kind of dive in a little bit deeper with you guys about it. So, as a whole, I feel like there's just been too much of these added flashy new things that we keep adding instead of just fixing the base mechanics of the game. How many people out there have had a issue playing the game where you switch to the closest defender and it doesn't switch you to the closest defender? Raise your hand real quick. Just everyone out there. I just want to see how many people raising their hands right now. Because I have... Right, I press B on my Xbox controller. I switch to the closest defender, and instead of being the linebacker that's 2 yards away from the guy, I'm switched to a corner that's 15 yards away. I feel like that's a very easy thing that we should have had fixed by now. That I can't tell you how many years now I've complained about that. Right? It's a feature that needs to be fixed, that most of the time, I'll say it like that as well, most of the time you do not get the closest defender. Most of the time you get a defender that is nowhere close to where the ball is or where the ball will be. You know, sometimes it's devastating, because sometimes you can switch, press the hit stick, and you realize, oh shit, I just switched to the guy and now he just ran it for a touchdown. Switched to the wrong guy, right? That's my first thing. Second thing is we need to stop adding all these in quotations, new features that just make the game worse or just doesn't make sense. The slamming of the A button, right? 90% of the time, when you do that, you're just going to fumble. You're going to fumble. If you're playing defense, or if you're playing offense and you do it, you're going to fumble. If you're playing defense, 90% of the time, it's going to appear and then it's just going to vanish because the computer automatically breaks out of it. So you don't even get a chance to press the button. is one of those features that, like, if it doesn't work all of the time, or if it isn't a fair feature, it doesn't make sense to the game, then why is it there? It's an added feature just to say, hey, look, we did a thing that no one was asking for, but we did a thing, right? It doesn't make sense. Get rid of it. It's the same thing these days now with when they first introduced the press A for possession, press B for running for catch after the run, and press Y for a spectacular catch. Like all those features, right? Nowadays, you do that, and your guy's just going to, you hold B to do run after catch, and your guy's going to go to the side, go like this, and miss the ball. Or instead of just going for an easy catch, your guy has to, like, one arm jump up in the air, go like this, and then as he's coming down, he gets hit and the ball goes flying 10 yards, right? So many of those little features that at the beginning were really cool have now kind of slowly been degraded and gotten worse over time, which is really weird to me. Because when they first came out, it was great, right? Throw the ball, put the ball in front of my receiver, I'm holding X, he catches it, and he's already starting to run, right? Like, I'm not stopping to catch it and move, right? I throw it low for a possession, I possess, I go down, right? Nowadays, though, you do it, and like I said, you press B to do, run and catch, and your guy goes like this. Instead of just catching, he has to do some awkward motion that goes nowhere near the ball. Or you're doing an unnecessary big juke move. Like the one I always complain about right now is the stiff arm, which you guys probably have all seen it. The big stiff arm where you're Hercules stiff arm and you just turn around and then you get fucking lit up from behind. Right? A lot of these features it doesn't seem needed. Right? Instead of adding features or changing features or making the core mechanics better, they instead are adding all this new flash to show that they can't do the basic things. So, hey, here's a bunch of flashy stuff. Don't pay attention to all the shit that sucks, because there's a lot of it. I will say I do believe the wide receiver DB fights have gotten better this year. There's still a lot of times where there should be defensive pass interference. A lot more than there is ever called, because that's how I've beaten some of my friends. In this year's one is just by basically just standing, like, stopping their guy from running the route and then just picking it off. So, big issue, though, that I have is this one. I know it sounds like big issue, right? And I just went on a 5-minute rant. But my big issue is the defensive and offensive line. And this is a feature that I've talked about multiple times during my relocation franchises that I do. I always talk about this feature, because it is one of those ones that I do believe is a massive one that will never see the true fix that it needs, because it's not a good selling point. If you guys don't know what I'm saying with that, is that every single time a new Madden comes out, they need to sell it, right? How are they going to sell that the game is better? And every time they do, if you look at it, it's like, oh, we have superstar abilities now, which we had in the past. People hated them in the past, so they got rid of them, and now they're recycling them because they had nothing better to do. We have all these new animations. We have all these new throw animations. We have all this new tackling animations. We have all these new, right? They have to find a way to sell the game. If your whole selling point in 1 year is we're making the offensive line mechanics better, that's not a big enough selling point for people who aren't fully into the game. They're always trying to find ways to get new people in instead of helping the people that are here enjoy ourselves more, right? So offensive line and defensive line mechanics need to change, because the amount of times that I'll be playing as a defensive end, I play as defensive end when I play defense. Most times when I play as defensive end and I go to do an inside rip move and my guy just spins outside 4 times and now no longer has any energy, I think I've had less warm meals than times that's happened in the last year, to be 100% honest with you. Just every single time. Pressing the stick inside, my guy spinning outside. Press the stick inside, spin outside. It doesn't make sense, right? Or the one where I'm pressing the stick, because you got to press the stick as soon as you come off the ball, because you're going to get, you're going to hit the lineman, so you got to press the stick to do your move. I do a move automatically, and then it's one of my favorite animations, right? It's one of my favorite animations when suddenly I'm in the backfield and I'm doing one of these right in front of the quarterback. I'm doing one of these. Doing one of these little dances, right? Because I've now pressed the button I've now pressed the stick left and right, which does the moves, but if you're not actually on a defender, you just do this shimmy thing. So instead of just going towards the quarterback now, I'm shimmying in the backfield. And this never used to be a problem when the defensive moves used to be on the buttons. Because you used to just have to press the buttons and you would do the move. Then they changed it to the stick, and the stick is the same as the hit stick, so now you're just constantly shimmying if you press it too many times, which everyone knows you press too many times, so you just shimmy it. You go down, you mess up one of your moves, you fall down, offensive lineman jumps on top of you. There's nothing you can do. They literally, you're done playing as that character, or as that player. You're done playing as them. For the rest of that drive, or not drive, but the rest of that play, until until the computer just lets you up, you physically can't do anything. There's no button you can press. There's no thing you can do. You go down, lineman jumps on top of you, it's over with. It's another mechanic that just doesn't make sense. Why is there a mechanic in there that literally just says, yeah, you can't play the game anymore? Just saying. That doesn't make sense. Offensive line-wise, there's so many times where the defensive guy is just automatically in the backfield. My guy's not even out of his fucking stance yet, and they're in the backfield. Or my favorite one, this is one of my favorite ones, which is I'm running dive left, right? Running halfback dive left out of I form. And my right tackle pulls across the formation instead of blocking the guy that's directly in front of him. Just fucking pulls down the line of scrimmage to go block no one. He just stands there instead. Like the amount of times that happens, it's to the point where, yet again, these are common things that are just like, it shouldn't happen. And for everyone out there that's probably going to say, oh, well, that just means their awareness or their play recognition is low. You're telling me that any offensive lineman in the NFL that is a practice squad player or a fourth or third stringer doesn't know that to block the guy in front of them on dive, especially, you're an idiot. It's the common thing of just it doesn't make sense, and it's one of the things that bothers me with this game because it's just it makes everything look bad, right? That's my thing. So those are the main mechanic ones from me anyway right now, is the pressing the A button, the fact that you can press this button to do this catch. Oh, nope, never mind, it doesn't do that catch. And then the O and D line mechanics, I just find are atrocious in the last couple years. They've made every other feature better but those. So now we're moving on to the meat and potatoes, which is my thing, which is franchise mode. I've been a franchise player for years, and they have abandoned us for years. Before I got on to do this, I checked real quick. I typed in Madden 2017 relocation teams. Okay, now everyone at home, you can do this as well. Look up the relocation teams from Madden 2017. Have you done it? I'll give you a little bit more in a second. I'll take a drink. It's sunny out today. Good? Okay, good. When you're back, welcome back. They're the same teams. Madden 17, 6 years ago. Today, the exact same relocation teams. The only thing that's changed is the jerseys. Because on some of them, we used to have the Oregon Duck wings, and then I'm pretty sure there was some sort of suing that went on because then they just vanished. But other than that, all of the teams' logos, all of the teams' locations, everything relocation-wise is the same. So they have done nothing to advance or change the relocation thing. So I'm going to go into my franchise. This is why I had this up. I'll go into the one that I have with the boys, not the one from my YouTube series. Um, as you can see, I'm the San Antonio Express. I've been the San Antonio Express for... This is a team that's been on here for years. I've on and off been this. So one of the first things I'm going to go over is this. This is a very mild, minor thing. But I think is not fully prevalent, but as you can see right above me, right, I got the orange tops. I got the gray pants, right? We have white pants. No, we have orange pants and we have a white top. Why not add in white pants and a gray top as a third option? Have every team have an alternate uniform too. It's a very small thing, right? This is probably the smallest thing out of everything that I would love to see added to the game. This is the smallest thing, which is all of the relocation teams. If you're not going to add new relocation teams, or if you're not going to give us the option of doing more customization here, which you should, but if you're not going to give us that option, at least give us alternative uniforms, which is literally just taking whatever the third color is and making those uniforms. It adds a little bit more flair to what we can do, and honestly, I think it would be cool. Because, for instance, I could have a charcoal gray game, I could have an orange game, and I could have a whiteout game. That would be sick, right? Especially when I'm doing the YouTube series, and I can have that be like a big thing. Oh, it's Monday night against our rival. We're whiting out the stadium. Boom, done, right? Or Battle Reds, right? Midnight Blacks, whatever you want to do. Whatever you're doing at home with your franchise, if you do franchise and you're doing it with this, it's a nice, cool little feature that's an awesome addition to the game, and it's one of the things that makes it better. It's just a better experience in the end. So that's my first thing, right? Very small thing. The second thing, they did the staff stuff. Staff stuff's kind of cool, right? You have new franchise staff, so you can see your head coach, your OC, your DC. Right. The thing is, though, the talent trees are like all the same. They're all the same, and it's the fact that you can only do one side or the other is kind of very meh as well, right? But most talent trees are all the same. There's no uniqueness between any of these talent trees. They're all the same. So it's like, change it up, make it a little bit more unique to each one of them, right? The other thing would be kind of cool. I think this would be kind of cool. For instance, my OC is offensive scheme multiple power run. I don't run multiple power run. If I hire an OC that's multiple power run, make the game force me to run that playbook. I think that'd be kind of a cool feature where like you're being forced to do whatever your OC and DC do. I think that'd be interesting, right? To do that. Just that's like I said, that's another side thing. A big issue right now with this Madden, if you do franchise, is I don't think I have anyone injured right now. We'll check. I do. I have 2 people injured. Julian Aquara and DeAndre Carter. So both these guys are hurt. In 1 week, Aquara comes back. The game will not tell me that he is back, though. The game will inform me that he got hurt, but the game will not inform me that he comes back. Yet again, it's one of the things that they just removed for no reason at all. They just took it out of the game. Right? It's a very small feature, but it's a feature that does help in the long run. Because it's literally telling us, like, hey, this guy is now... You now have your player back, instead of you just not knowing, and then them changing your entire depth chart because a single player came back. Which I've had happen before. I had a backup linebacker come back onto my roster, and it changed my wide receivers around. So, that was a fun one. But this is probably the biggest one for me, personally. Scouting. It's been so long that we've had the draft feature in here, and it's not gotten better. It's not gotten better. So you may think, like, okay, maybe it has, because they have player notes now. They have the physicals now. They show you some skills, and they give them different ratings and stuff, right? Okay. So the scouting for most of them is the exact same thing. Anthony Gore will take calculated risks as a passer. Beautiful spiral. All right, let's see here. Alexander Black will take calculated risks as a passer. Beautiful spiral. Okay. Joe Hamilton. Would you guess that he has a beautiful spiral and that he takes risks as a passer? Let's see the fourth one. We're gonna have 4 in a row like this. Beautiful spiral and takes risks. Oh my God. How about Sean Hewitt? Whether the window is open or closed, he's slinging it. But man, does he have a beautiful spiral. Like, so in 5 quarterbacks, they all have... For 5 quarterbacks, we did 2 things. That's 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 times, they're going to have the exact same information for player notes. It doesn't help. That's not a helping thing. The draft and this page is actually the best page out of all of it, honestly, with the ratings, the combine, and the pro day. It would be nice, though, if they made it a little bit more prevalent and made it more important, this part. But now this is the biggest change that they need to fix with this. With the drafting part and the scouting part. This is the biggest thing they need to change. So when you go into this, you can look by region. You can look by position. So let's say, and I'm going to use the exact same example I used in my TikTok today. Let's say I want to find a D tackle. I want to find out who the strongest motherfucker is out of all these guys. Right? I want to find the strongest D tackle. Why can't I scout by strength right now? Why is that not a thing? Why can't I look by strength? Especially after the pro day and the combine. Because if this is real life and you have pro day and combine, you have all those numbers. I can go online right now, go NFL.com, go to this past combine and go, who had the biggest bench for D tackles? It was this guy? Awesome. And it's one of those things, I'm not asking for too much here because skills, strength should be on here. It's not. It's weird. Strength should be on here. Right? Strength down here, good to great. Cool. As soon as the NFL and the Pro Day things come up, tell me who has the best. And just, boom. Who has the best? This guy's the best. There we go. Got it. That's what I want to get. Right? There should be a way to scout through as soon as the combine and the draft happen, telling you who is the best at each position at what they do. It doesn't make sense that they don't. Because instead, this is what you have to do. I'll give you an example of it. You ready for this? Okay, Stanley Bailey, physicals, combine. Okay, he's not number 1. How about Matt Cobbs? Physicals. Combine. Okay, yeah, his strength's great to elite. Yeah, oh, he's number 2. Okay, so he's number 2. Awesome. Okay. Here, physicals, number 10. Okay. How about Bowie? Is Bowie number 1? Is he the best? No, he's not. Okay, he's number 7. All right, we got to keep going then. And this is what you have to do for every single position. You just have to click, go down, click, over, physicals. Nope, still not the best. Okay, go again. How about this guy? Is this guy the best? Nope, he's not the best. Cool, let's keep going. And it just takes forever. It makes doing this aspect of the game, which they made a big fuss about how they changed up scouting. It makes it tedious, and it makes it something that people just don't want to do. I should be able to scout. I should be able to look when the combine numbers and the pro day numbers come up. I should be able to look at any moment during the off season at everyone's stats for pro day and combine, for 40, for bench, for shuttle, broad jump, high jump, all of the normal features that are given, that they give within the game, I should have access to, and I should be able to see all of them. And it's simple. All you need to do is add another column. Let me press Y. Y is add a player. What about right bumper? Right bumper does not. Right bumper does nothing. I hold right bumper. I scroll down to bench press. Boom. It changes the whole list to the bench press. solid, simple, easy feature that actually makes scouting worthwhile. Because it's one of those things. If I'm just looking and I'm like, you know, I'm just going to take Bowie. And then I find out Bowie has the worst bench in the entire draft class, but Claiborne didn't. But I took Bowie because Bowie's rated higher. I should be able to have all the numbers that potentially could happen. Says that thing. The next one, I could be wrong here with this next one. So if I am, I would love someone to tell me how to fix it. The momentum. I think the momentum meter in the game is a cool feature. However, it is also stupid. Why is it that my momentum for home, if I'm home, how come my momentum abilities change, but other teams don't? Like, when you come here, this is the momentum builders. Like, this is what we do here. But at home, I don't. Like, 1 week, I can have it set up so, like, I get my first momentum challenge. Cool. It makes kicking, ices the kickers of the other team. 1 week. But then the next week, it makes it so now their play is fuzzy. And then the following week, it makes it so their blocking's worse. Why can't I, as a player, as a coach, as a owner, whichever one you want to do, why is it that I can't pick those momentum features? I don't think I can, and like I said, that's what I'm saying. If you can, someone let me know, because I genuinely had no idea how to. But it's a feature that I feel like it's ruined, because you could do it and have it set up so it is one of those things where it's like the 12th man. It gets loud at the 12th man, right? For instance, when I do a Toronto Huskies franchise, I would love to have it set up so that it gets loud on the second one, and I can see your plays on the second one, and on the first one I ice over the kicker because we're in Toronto, right? Welcome to the icy north. These are little things that I think about with the game that it's like, it doesn't feel like it's too much to ask for. But at the same time, apparently it is. And my final one has to do with franchise, but it has to do with a new mode. And I know at the very beginning of all of this, I went on the rant about how there was too many modes and get rid of all these other modes. This one I think is an addition to franchise mode. So, for me personally, and for the rest of the Madden community, you probably see people doing rebuilds. I'm going to rebuild this team, right? For me, I do fantasy relocation teams. So I pick an overall. This franchise that we're doing here is we get 2 players from each one of the big conferences in college, and then everyone else has to be from all of D2, D1AA down. The YouTube series that I'm doing is 60 and under. Everyone on my team has to be 60 and under, unless I draft you. Then if I draft you, you can be whatever rating you are, but I have to build my team through the draft. I normally always do 65 and under and do the same thing, build through the draft. That way, then, it's a brand new franchise. It's my franchise. It's my organization. I'm doing the building blocks. So instead of all of those things, though, and those added features and little ways to get around doing it, putting your idea onto stuff, why can't we just do expansion mode? And before everyone says, well, Husky, it's difficult to do expansion mode. They've done it in the past. It's been a Madden feature in the past. And Madden loves reusing features. So, on a year when, you know, we're make or break for Madden, because if Madden doesn't do this, well, it's gone. Why not go all out and do an expansion mode? Have you pick a place? Have you pick a new team? Have you actually be able to customize everything? Customize your colors, customize the logo, customize the name, customize the stadium, customize all of it. You get to pick from 2 players from every team, or whatever the expansion rules are. I would just say do it like this: 2 players from each team. It's the bottom 10 players of each team. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. You build your team. Then you have your off season. Then you're doing your off season stuff. So now you have free agency you can bring in. Then you have the draft. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. You're a brand new organization. You're a brand new team. You send it in. Boom. There you go. Welcome to the stage. I would have the Northeast Huskies. And we would be stationed somewhere up in the Northeast. of the USA. I have no idea where, but that's like just as a random idea, right? My colors are black, white, and pink. Right? Just allow us to do something that brings our creativity into the game and lets us put our footprint on the game. Because I think that would be a really cool feature to see what people would do with that, right? I mean, you can do all sorts of things with that. You can have players making brand new teams. You can have players bringing back old teams that no longer exist, right? You can have players doing XFL teams, even if you wanted to. Try and get the XFL on board so you can use their likenesses for some of the stuff. Hey, you want to do a team here? Boom. Okay, let's say you want to do a team in St. Louis. Okay, cool. So St. Louis, you can do the Rams, you can do the Battlehawks, you can do some other random team that they're going to make up, some other random team they're going to make up, or your own customization. Give us 4 options or a customization. Add in just everywhere and anywhere. Tons of new places, right? I want to be the Frankfurt Franks. I want to be the London Monarchs. I want to be the Dublin and Celtic Tigers, right? I want to be the Spain, like Firebirds. I don't know, right? Whatever you can think of. I mean, it's shit. Even if you want to do something stupid, just I want to be the Cleveland Bungholes. I don't care, right? And your colors are brown, white, and brown. Like, I don't care. Genuinely don't. Let players have freedom and let them be creative with what they want to do. Expansion mode would add a whole new element to the game that we probably haven't seen in a long time. And it would allow people to be very creative in what they want to do and what they can do, right? Like I said, personally for me, I would love to be able to make my own team where the colors are black, white, pink, with blue as like a hint color. I think that'd be sick, right? Be able to pick between the logos, add the colors to the logos however I want, like that sort of thing. Like have all the like, even if it's just the base logos we have, like the San Antonio Express logo, but like have me be able to adjust the colors on it. Just little things like that, I think would be able to change this franchise, this game, and add another layer to it that people would actually be interested in instead of face of the franchise or the yard or this or that, right? Expansion mode. You get to make a brand new team. You get to bring a team here. You get to see what it's like bringing a team here. You get to build your team. Are you going to be a high-powered offense? Are you going to be a defensive-minded team? Are you going to be a team that's built through the draft? Are you going to be a team known for playing tough physical football? Like, what is your identity to your team? Right? For me, I'm cover 3. We play defense. We're going to try not to mess up on offense. Boom. There's my identity. Cool. Build around it. That's what we're known for, right? And just I think it would be a nice addition to the game. That's my personal big push. I want an expansion mode. I want to be able to bring in a new team that I have made myself. New history, new records. I get to set everything. I get to do everything. Done. That's my big one. But now, after me running my mouth for a little bit, the question is this. I want to and would love to hear ideas from you guys, or what your guys' thoughts are of my ideas. Changing some of the mechanics of the game that everybody hates, right? Getting rid of a bunch of features that we just do not need to add a feature that I think would be a really cool step forward and change up. Adding some more value to MUT so it doesn't just feel like people are wasting their money. And then actual positive changes to franchise mode, with expansion being the big thing you push forward, where it's now your turn to run an NFL franchise. You get to make all of the decisions. It's all on you. Those are my big pushes. But like I said, though, let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. I'm really excited to read and see what you guys have to say, right? As always, depending on where you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, still trouble, stay safe, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.